Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Sorry for the little delay. How is everyone? Looking at the E3D Revo Voron PZ Piezo probe today. Hey Bill, hi Tuxedo, hi Doom, hey James and Alan and Wyoben. Hi Tuxedo, hey PF Dennis, hi Clownhammer and Cliffer and Rick. Hey Daniel and Obi-Wan and Andrew. How are folks? Hey Derek and James. Hey Rod and Apollo. Sergei, don't knock it. All the folks. Hey Rain Motorsports, been a while. Good to see ya. Hey GJ and Nick. All the folks today. How is everyone? I was stuck. Intro was cut off? Really? That's weird. I was stuck. Both cats decided to fall asleep on my chest today. Let me tweak this just a little bit. There we go. Hey, the shrimp father and additive Adam. Both cats fell asleep on me, and that's new. So, but they're in here, but they've settled in their preferred spot underneath the CNC router bench. I am very happy that Oscar is going to be a lap kitty. That makes me very happy. So I had to disturb him. Hey DJ. Probably the easiest way, because I haven't moved them anywhere. This is the scenario I was in. This is the scenario I was in. So I couldn't help it. Right now it's not possible, Sergei. I need to get set up with a camera that will be where they tend to want to be. And we'll get there. We'll get there at some point. Hey Josh, welcome. Hey Nirikyo, Maker Viking, Apollo, and John. Good to see the phone out of the pocket today. Oh yeah. It's gotta be. Most days, unless I forget. Hey Queasy Diver. Biney. Okay. We are installing this guy. As long as it doesn't get damaged from dropping it, we're installing this guy, which is the Revo PZ Probe Voron. Creating the next level of results requires the next level of thinking. Very cool. So this is the cold side kit only. So it is basically this, a cable, which I went and forgot the other part of the cable that I wanted to do for today. So I'm gonna have to put Dancing Max in charge for a moment and go get it. Hey Andre, Jason. Love it when my Frenchie falls asleep on me. Oh yeah. So that, and then there is a little control board. So this flex cable goes to this side of the control board, and this monstrosity here goes to the other side. But we're not going to use this. We're going to make our own. So I have no idea if it'll be coming out in more colors than purple, but the fact is you can't see it when it's installed. So it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It does go well with the green frame. The one that I have right now is installed on my purple Trident, so it worked really well. But have you had any issues with the little board overheating when printing ABS? I have not even a little bit. So we're going to go over, so we will be going over to the installation process for this, getting it set up and configured and working on this printer. One thing I do want to do is, run input shaper results on this printer and see if the rigid X carriage makes a difference. So I do want to get some before and after of that, just real quick. So I'm hoping I just properly updated and got shake and tune going on this printer. If not, then we'll see what we need to do. So Can it be connected to a CAN toolhead board? Absolutely. It is a very easy installation. At its basic, this is a very easy installation. This should not take long. So this replaces the need to have tap. Correct. This is a replacement. This is a piezo component induces a very small electric charge upon vibration impact. And someone correct me if I got that wrong. I didn't actually read, and we'll go through the E3D documentation. It probably says the exact wording that's correct. And then this is basically an amplifier board that filters the results from this piezo sensor and does something with it. So in this case, it triggers an end stop port. Is the right color for my V0 green frame and purple accents? Perfect. Create a voltage when deformed. So, I want to go, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own cable. I'm not going to use this cable. I'm not going to cut this up. Now, if you had one of these, you could cut the correct wires on this for installing on a toolhead board, because you only really need these two. The others are for if you want to go into advanced options and configure this board, which we won't be doing today. So the Vitalli, thank you for 50 gifted memberships. Holy moly. Thank you much. But I don't want to cut this up because I had bought a very simple kit from Amazon that is this connector with some pre-crimped pigtails that we're going to use. So, hi Bryce. Thank you very much, Vitalli. That brings me to, we will be installing this on a Vitalli lightweight X carriage on here. But I will be showing the printed parts installation process as well. So, Vitalli had no idea that I was doing this. I purchased this off of his Etsy store. So apparently I just got paid back. Hey, Scott. Does the amplifier board just output a normal binary signal so you can use any end stop pin? Yeah, I believe so. Don't quote me 100% on that, but I believe so. Hey, Poity, I'm going to be right back. I actually, let me shift gears here. I want to run Input Shaper on this printer as it is so we can get some results. While that's running, I'll go over and grab the, that's fine. I think that's fine. While that's running, I'm gonna go and do the, grab the wires. Update manager failed to load, invalid path for option okay, I think that's okay. I just installed it. I'm gonna take that out of, I'll fix this later. Let's just get rid of that for a moment. And I think that'll get rid of that. What type of connector was that? Don't quote me. I got to go find the box and that'll tell me what connector it is. I never remember. Getting a pre-crimp cable is the best option. 100%. I will not be crimping these today. I bought the little box of pre-crimp pigtails from Amazon. Will this probe work on switch wire? I have thoughts on that, but I'm not going to say 100% that it will. But we'll be back. This is here. I need to home it all. And yeah, I've got all my stuff here. So let's home this. Let's home this and get some results going for that. So I've already updated Shake and Tune on this. I did it right before stream started. I hit the update button right before stream started. It wasn't the brightest idea I've ever had, but I think it worked out. So So it's updated. It just had the remnants of the Moonraker update config in there. So I'll fix that later, like I said. The connector part number is SH. Okay, thank you. JST SH series. You need to keep the nozzle always clean with this, or have some G-code to raise hot end temp. You raise hot end temp. You want to keep it clean, raise the hot end temp to smush away any remaining filament that might be on the tip. I think you're right. We recommend 150C for tap, but tap is a much higher pressure probe than this. So the 170 is probably not a bad idea, just to give it a little extra squish out of the way. S&T install SH doesn't change the now kind of broken update manager config for S&T. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of any of that, DJ. I will check into that later. Hey, Brent. 3 wires though. Ground, power, and trigger. Yep, that's all we're going to hook up. So maybe a good idea to implement a nozzle wipe mod when doing this. Could, for sure. E3D said 50C below the normal filament tap. Have you crimped the SH before? It's 1mm pitch. I have. I don't want to do it. Hey, Frank. Rerun S&T. Yeah. Okay, that is there. It is home. So let's just do that. And are you going to do something? What is it doing? Okay. I guess it's doing something. I haven't actually done this on this version, I don't think. Axis map calibration. Is that what I wanted? No, I wanted axis shaper calibration. Darn it. I hit the wrong button. I don't want to wait for this. I'm going to just stop it and restart the firmware. I don't want to do the whole long thing. So. Hey, Pathetic Puma. Crimping SH, step 1, get the stereo microscope. You have thoughts on how to get this into Mark 3S that already has the V6 Revo mod? That's a good question. I don't know. Are we good here? Let's home again. We got to home again. Let's just do this. Baby boy came home from the ICU today. Congrats. And a quick QGL again. Hey, Kittrell. If you don't know, you should look at the iWis 3220 crimper. Makes crimping anything. Is that the ratcheting? I bought that and returned it. I didn't like it. Hey, Vince. Welcome. I don't like ratcheting crimpers in general. In general, I'm not as much a fan. I like the manual crimping. My Windows had adjusted my volume, my microphone volume, when I updated to Windows 11, Josh, to 79%. So I put it back at 100. So. I know this is new and likely a lot of folks are getting these to try. How does it compare against tap? It's a direct nozzle probe. It just needs a whole lot less pressure and you can run a rigid X carriage on it. So, okay. Shaper calibration. There we go. I'm going to be right back. Okay, that didn't take long. Hi, John. How much force it takes to activate. I don't advise this, but I've homed to my fingernail before. It's not a good idea, but I did it when I first got one of these. Yeah, there is an option of you can buy just this disc and adapt it to other hot ends. I do not know what's involved in that. I don't have one. All I've had is one of these. Now, my thoughts on switch wire. If there is any play in that bed, just in the general rocking of the any play in that rail, then I don't know that this would trigger before it moved. I don't know. I haven't tried it. So that's what I would be concerned about. If you have a nice stiff bed with no rocking, I think it'd be fine. But if there is any in that rail, then it might not get the greatest results. I manually crimped my LDO Nighthawk wires with needle nose pliers. It turned out great. What is that? Is that done? Nope, there it goes. I've never had a V0 that actually just had any no pressure rocking in it. So I guess it could apply to a V0. And if there's any play with very low force, then I'd be questioning whether it would work well. You can buy just the sensor and the circuit board. So these are the, this is the kit. This is just off of Amazon. There's no particular brand. It's just an SH kit. It's got a bunch of little silicone wires, pigtails. So we'll grab 3 of those. We'll grab a black, a red, and some color for a signal. And then whatever 8 pin I think it is. Look at that teeny tiny little thing, and we'll get it hooked up. Little heat shrinks, and then we'll crimp the other end to a JST XH or whatever it is on this tool head board. We'll look and double check. So it's not a bad idea if you're working on printers and stuff. I have the ZH version as well. So this is the little larger, this is 1.5 millimeter pitch. SH is 1.0 millimeter pitch. PH is 2.0 millimeter pitch. And that's the level where it's easy to crimp by hand. So. We have this little circuit board that has basically some LEDs and a button on it. And then the sensor input and then the output. There's ways to communicate with this over I2C or UART. We won't be covering that today. If we go out, let me go out to E3D. That's not what I wanted. I've been there. So I think that's done. But if we go out to E3D and go to their help center, let's go down to their help center. Hey, Lori Shell. And I think it's the Revo ecosystem. There should be a Revo Voron and Revo PZ probe. So let me paste this link into chat. I have 2 more of these on the way. I ordered 2 from Philistruder. They had them in stock when I ordered. They should be here any day. So I will either try them on like Phoenix or try it on a V0, try it on a switch wire type stuff and see where those go. I don't know when I'm going to do that. That's why I just ordered it. So there's no, no expectation, but yeah. Printing out the parts for my black box build using the Soraya Tech ABS glass fiber. Love it. Awesome. Good to hear. Just see home and need more to the back of it. Should work fine. So there are things. So we have a warning. Make sure to read the guide. Here's a big one. Maximum ambient temperature, 75°C. That is the new recommendation. So hearing feedback, it was rated to 60°C. Sounds like they're comfortable with certifying it to a 75°C chamber, which is going to hit almost all of us. So this was, like I said, this is a big question that came up. Almost every discussion on this is, this looks really cool, but it's awfully low ambient temperature rated. And my answer to that before was, I've run it higher. I'm comfortable with running it higher. Now it sounds like E3D is certifying it a little higher. Hey Ray, hey Turtle, hey BBs. So, heatsink damage to the PZ probe by breaking the assembly or cutting into the PZ probe can increase particles that can be lead warning. Features, let's see, does it say anything in here about, nothing about trigger pressure or whatever. I have been running one of these for many months in my purple Trident at enclosed temperatures, almost exclusively printing ABS stuff. And that is a 300 Trident. So I think it's the printer that gets the hottest of mine. However, the readings I get from the chamber thermistor that I have in there, I don't quite trust because it says I hit 70, but I don't think I quite hit that. I need to take some time and put a more accurate method of measuring chamber temperature in there. So, yeah. Reverse voltage protection, voltage range, all the things. So we got a setup guide, and I'll try to refer back to this for some things. For the most part, we'll kind of go through. There are some tweaks in the firmware we can do. This is a vibration sensor, so it could be triggered at its most sensitive settings. It comes set to its most sensitive point intentionally so that it does trigger early. You have to tune it for your system. You can hit the button to cycle through some sensitivity values, but it comes out of the box extra sensitive. You can reduce vibrations by making sure you're not running fans while you're homing, that by reducing the current on your stepper motors while you're homing, that kind of thing. So what I've found on my purple Trident is I had to run some of the lower sensitive thresholds, the less sensitive thresholds. And when I would, over time, when I would run into things where it would maybe do some extra retries and stuff, that was my indication to go in and see if any screws had gotten loose. Other things were causing issues. I pretty much found that something else was going on with the printer every time the probe started acting up. So, can you use it on Existo Voron Revo, or do you need to buy a new hot end? You can use your existing, all the stuff but this heatsink. You can use all the stuff but the heatsink. So you can use the spring, the heater cartridge, the nozzle, all of that. So, okay, let's look at what results we got from this shake and tune. and see where we're at. Now, if you remember, we did not get wonderful input shaper results on this printer. So let's see where we're at. So shake and tune results and input shaper, and we have a value from today. So let's look at X, and this was our results here. And we're not going to be trying to tweak these and improve them. This is just kind of a pre-modification look, and we'll look at it after. And some of the things we do as far as checking belt tensions and that kind of thing are going to potentially impact a change in these graphs. So this has the Vitalli CNC tap on it right now. CNC machine tap. Let's see, someone else does it first. I think I've been debating on Revo for a while. Hey, don't knock it. Is the 75C from E3D for the adapter board or the Piezo in the hot end? What happens when the hot end fan fails and it overheats? That's a good question. I don't know. They're rating the system. They include both of these. I think that rating is as a pair. This is the if you remember this build ref, I'm sure you will once I show it. This is the common anomaly X setup. So with their XY joints, this has printed. I've gotten good prints out of this printer. It's been a workhorse since I modified it and put it back in the other shop. So it has, I mean, I've been pleased with the results, even with this input shaper look. So yeah, we're gonna remove tap. So, and then let's look at the Y, and let's get into this modification. So let's close this and look at Y real quick. We try the new belt tension tools or using the frequency at a distance. I use a PF Makes belt tool. I gotta figure out where I tucked it because we're gonna need it today. So this is where we're at for the, where does the PCB go with the Stealth Burner tool head PCB? I'll show you. I will show you. I don't know, Reth. I would have to go and look. They're not super high. I want to push this printer a little more. We'll see if I can after this. So anyway, these will get saved here. We'll look at those again when we come back around. So with that, let's go ahead and shut down the printer, I think. Unless I'm forgetting anything, I don't think I am. Let's just shut her down. Hey, Raker. Just get in here. Try and run 6K out features and 10K for the rest. You have to give it a hug before surgery. There we go. So this is running the LDO Nighthawk Stealth Burner toolhead board. So we'll be looking at exactly which connector that is, and so I can grab the right, I hope it's PH actually. And let's see what we have here. Nope, we're gonna be XH. That's that guy right there. That's going to the tap board right now. So let's go ahead and get the rest of this off. There we go. And we'll look at all those, where my limits are, and I should be able to look at my profile here, where I was printing with this printer before. Set this guy aside. I'm just gonna unplug. So that's our current tap sensor. What do we have in here? So we're gonna pull all this apart. You're running sensorless homing? I am. Oh, I will be releasing tension from the belts before I pull the carriage off, but I'm just pulling tool head stuff off right now. Tweezers, tweezers, tweezers. Where are the tweezers? Kitty cats? Yep, they're asleep. Kittens sleep so much. So I'll figure out something before too many more streams that will get a sleepy kitty cam. There we go. There's our existing Revo Voron setup, the nice space gray heatsink. Free stream cat cam. Hey Keith. Oh, and hi Aaron. I forgot to say hi earlier. Maybe I missed it, but what's the giant frame next to Phoenix? This is, so we did a whole thing on, what was it, Sunday. I didn't mention too much about it, but this is the printer stand I've been talking about. This is some cheap Amazon source 4040 V slot with some 2020 V slot. This is going to go in this corner so I can have some printers here at the standby when I need to. So, yeah. Okay. That's off. That can stay. This is a Galileo 2 setup. That can just set right back there. Okay, so here is, let's get that frame out of the focus of the camera. Apollo, thanks for being a member. We demand more kitten action, or lack thereof. I will set something up. What I'm thinking about doing is probably clear out this bottom shelf and just put a pillow down there to give them somewhere they want to lay down on. And I'll point a camera at that. Do you mean your printer's in the frame or on it? It'll have a bottom. I'm gonna put probably the Trident that we've been working on the bottom shelf, a V0 on the second shelf, and then my Prusa in the enclosure will be on top. Hey, Timor. Okay, so Vitalli CNC tap. Can I get in there any closer? Yep, there we get a little more focus. So we'll be able to get all of this off. This is going to get replaced. Now, let's go ahead and do that. So let's remove tension. Belts. There we go. Fully detensioned. And figure out all of the things to remove. Let's open the frame. What's the Mercury 1 mod for Ender 5 Plus? Ooh, I don't have room for something else that big. No, cat cam fun. Thank you. Sleep on the pillow a couple of nights so it has your scent, so they want more of you. Close up cam doing great. Yeah. Okay, now I hope I'm remembering the, oh geez. Okay, let me switch to a proper driver for those. Those are Loctited, so I won't strip them out. and tried it in a legacy stacked all in one frame. that would be a trick. Take notes, Bill. This is how this comes apart. This is how it goes back together. I'm gonna give this setup here to Bill. Okay. All your UPSs in the house absorbed a power surge. Start my Doran tomorrow, and I start Hector's V-Core 3.1 this weekend. Fun. I'm gonna get my head in the way here. Sorry. Find one of the little printed spacers for the carriage. I don't have one, I'll just put one on later. I don't know where they are. So we'll just pull this off and just be careful. Actually, that is there. We never actually put the clamp on that side. Josh, thanks for covering some really interesting stuff. Thank you, sir. They have some short belts on here. This will be fun putting back together. Without a Star Wars or Voron shirt is not a novelty. I wear event shirts sometimes, and quadrangle shirt, and I don't remember the others. I had no clamp there. It was solid. I mean, it's meshed back on teeth to teeth on that. It didn't really need the clamp there. This one I don't think I ran it back through. So I think that's why. I don't think that would impact that, Aaron, because it was teeth to teeth. It is loop back through here. It was tight. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Okay. We have this. So the normal setup for this are some printed parts. So this is a modified Voron X carriage, non-tap. So it's the rigid X carriage. How does that fall and I swap back to stock? Okay. Hey, Dave. Let me see. There's some 30 millimeter screws here. At least put this thing. I think it's 30 millimeters, right? I think so. Some hex nuts. Let's get this thing at least bolted together most of the way. What? I'm just want to watch one stream without the phone ringing. Oh. Are there 6mm versions of the double T mount? I don't know. Right there. There you go. Gift being delivered tomorrow morning. How well probe handles uneven powder coating. Similar to any of these direct nozzle probes, I'm assuming. It hasn't been an issue. Okay, so this is the direct mount Voron X carriage, right? And the difference here is that there is a spot on top cut out for this board to fit in. And you can get in behind here and use a non-conductive object to push that, that button for the sensitivity adjustment. The hot end comes in, gets installed, and then you run the ribbon cable up or the flex cable up through, and there is a channel here to run this basically up through here, and then here, we'll put this on here. So that goes in and gets locked in, and then this comes in like this and folds under the PCB and holds like that, right? So all that goes in, and then you bolt it on, and that's the printed version. I'm just giving you highlights of that, right? It gets held in with the same M2 by 10 self-tapping screws as is used in other parts of the Voron builds. Hey, Mad Cat. The rail clamp before was not great. The rail clamp. To trigger the sensitivity adjustment with a PIO pin, simple on signal change the sensitivity. I don't think so. Okay, so that goes on there like so, and then you plug in your end stop or your cable. You only need the 3 pins, voltage, ground, and signal, going to your tool head board. You could run this whole cable all the way back along your path, but if you're running cable chains, I wouldn't run it through cable chains, and it would be cumbersome to run through an umbilical anyway. Oh, the previous mod to this? Yeah. So that is this. So I modeled this. This is what I have on my purple Trident, and it's been working just fine. And it's nice, compact, stays out of the way, it's nice and rigid. But today we're going to use the CNC machined lightweight X carriage from Vitalli, and that is going to change our routing just a little bit. It means that instead of above the MGN12 here, we are going to use a little printed part that I modeled that goes into the back of the carriage and has a couple of spots for zip ties for hopefully containing this ribbon cable. This is sensorless, Tavares. So we're gonna put this together here. Will you have the modeled part up soon? Yeah, this is the very first time I'm installing it, and I don't like to put stuff out there until I've installed something. So this is available. If for some reason I don't get it up there quick enough, then shoot me a DM, ping me on my Discord. Links in the description would be even better, because at the very least I'll throw this in my files and things folder. So, hey Brian. Piezo-based hot end probes in the past. There was, and I think the magic sauce for something like this is going to be in this little board right here. It's going to be in the signal filtering and adjustment area. This is what makes this work. Flawless tap, I have no idea. If you have a working setup that works, unless you just want to change things, and let's just drop it. If it doesn't work, we can point back to that. Okay, then this is going to go on here, and we're going to go ahead and put that Put that right on there. Have I had to adjust it so far? On my other printer, yes. Yes, it comes at a extra, probably too sensitive default. And then you adjust up from there. But this same two M2 self-tapping screws as would be used in the printed carriage, except that this mounts it much lower on the printer. Is PZ compatible with HeartK 2P Stealth Burner Toolhead PCB? Yes, it will plug into just any end stop port and work just fine. Okay, so we've got that. This will be interesting because I'm probably going to want to move the carriage up so I can get under there for wiring. Let's go ahead and shift gears to installing it in here. And I am going to, I don't think this is a high flow nozzle. If it isn't, I'm going to swap it out for one. Hey, Deanna. Get this off and hope it doesn't just crack off. Is this a high flow one or is it regular? It's a high flow. We can just leave it. It is a high flow. So we'll keep that. Let's do this. There we go. Using 60 watt Revo Voron heater or the 40 watt? We'll find out here in a moment. We'll have this apart here in a moment and we will look. I don't remember. Hi, Andrew. Okay. Oh, a little bit of, ew, what is going on there? Well, that's interesting. The heat shrink or the fiberglass wiring is coming loose from the heat shrink there. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna mess with that. This is a 60 watt heater. It is a 60 watt heater. As long as it's only one side, then we're okay. There's nothing that's going to short out against. Yeah, and 40 watt is fine. Yep, but this is a 60 watt. I'll just get rid of that. Okay, and we figure out what direction. Now this is important in what direction we run that flex cable. So let's see how this looks. That's probably gonna have to go in there like that, down a little bit. That there is gonna be fine. It's definitely not gonna be able to go out the front side. So we'll do that. I am still a fan of the ecosystem. For my purposes, I like the setup. Yeah, the little Bowden tube. Go. Okay. This is nice and tight because this is definitely not something you want to be able to wiggle around. Did they do something about the unscrewing of the nozzles beyond changing the slicer settings? No, there isn't anything, but I haven't actually had that happen on any of my prints. Okay, this is gonna go here, which means it's just basically gonna go exactly like that. And here, we can probably kind of simulate what we're gonna do here is this is gonna go on here, and then this is gonna go around to here, and then we're gonna fold back and zip tie out of the way the excess FFC cable there. So we need bits and pieces for, get some pieces here, and we're gonna need two, probably 10 or 12 millimeter stainless. Go these, two of these guys, and some Loctite. E3D's development process was like if they started looking at strain gauges, load cells, and realized piezo transducers were cheaper or more simple. That's a good question. I actually don't know. This was pretty much, I mean, it was at testing stage before I had any idea what it was or anything. Just don't want any excess Loctite there. My poor Loctite stick is drying up. This one did not last. I've had it months instead of the years I had the last one. Those go in there. What's that? Then this is gonna go on here. So I guess we're gonna start here and just put these on because this should all be in about the same spot belts wise. Grab these guys. Everyday cells are over. You guys still under there? Yep, they're laying next to each other. Out. A little bit of days away from starting my pancake trident build. Nice. Pancake trident build pitfalls. No. Can't think of any. Okay, let's get this same belt length spot. Is that where I want that? I think so. Should have a lower center of gravity. Oh, yeah. Makes a trident a pancake. We're talking about something that's like some X and Y dimension, but significantly reduced Z dimension. My original V2, I took 40 millimeters out of the Z height by getting rid of the corner cubes. I am not even on those, so let me fix that. Assuming my belt lengths were even before, they are not right now. Let's pull an extra tooth out there. do we got? Oh yeah, the double pancake. That is still not even. Why? I think that's pulling evenly. There we go. That's even now. 350 by 350 by 150. Yeah, that's a pancake. Okay, that's going to sit there. Missed the tag. Temporarily kind of put this in just to hold it in place. So, biting it as much. Now, I get. What do we got? What did I miss? Something about patents? Struggle with this part. A little bit of stupid hardening. Okay, let's get those. Pull them away. That right there. That started. Now I'm gonna pull these a couple of teeth, probably with some pliers, probably with my head in the way. Probably do it. Yep. That'll do. Those are even. Should be even both sides. We'll see how that turns out. Make sure those are tight. Is that aluminum X carriage compatible with the switch wire? No, it's not. Switch wire has the belts on the underside of the extrusion instead of on the front. And I'm kind of playing this by as I go as far as this installation. I think I'm going to take that piezo board off and wire it up and then bolt it to the back of this. Now, there are two threaded holes in the back here. It could be possible to create a printed part that allowed you to mount the belts to the underside of this. I haven't looked into that, but just thinking about it right now, it seems like something that might be possible. Okay. Tighten these in a cross pattern. Okay. I don't know how. Now the printed carriage is not very fiddly to deal with. You just kind of bolt this on, belt it up, run your flex cable up through here, and then you can screw the control board down onto it, and it's pretty easy. I think this is going to be a little fiddly. So we've got a And I think it's going to be one of those things that we kind of set it up into the approximately how it's going to go, and then bolt that adapter, that plastic adapter, onto the back. Let's get these just tightened. Hi, the Joe Tandy. I did not buy the one that I'm installing right now. E3D was kind enough to send me one to share with you the install process. However, I have bought 2 more of them. They should be here any day. Hi, Redacted. They fixed the error messages going away and do web control. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this off to, I think, is what my process here is going to be. What were you running before? Tap. So on this printer, I was running Vitalli's CNC machined tap setup. On the other, the purple Trident that I have one of these on, I was running the let's do this. I was running the plastic tap. Oh, this, you're right. This had a Euclid on it before tap, before this Vitalli tap. Not installed and purchased 2 already. Well, I've got other things I want to try it on. So I'm going to put this on here, and this goes contacts down, I believe. Lock that in place, and then I'm just going to run it over here and get a couple of zip ties ready for holding that in place. Now, where is my regular zip tie box? I've been missing it for a little bit. I don't know where it went. I've got zip ties here, but I couldn't find my other zip tie box. Oh, maybe it's under here. Oh yeah, there it is. I want to use even smaller zip ties than these. There we go. Use a couple of these little bitty guys. How does this compare to the Beacon probe? I've never used a Beacon, so I don't know. Okay, I'm going to be very careful here in this. We don't want to damage that cable, but we are going to run this, probably 2 little loops here. So we don't want to crease it, but I am going to let it clamp together. Put that guy right down in there. So through there. Oh, nice quality zip ties there. Very careful here. Oh yeah, I've already dropped it once. This way. This is fiddly. This is not your normal setup. This is this CNC machined lightweight X carriage. This is not what I would consider a typical install. The printed one is definitely an easier install. So we're just gonna go there. And I'm not tightening that very tight. Second one of these. It's the little guys. There we go. all I want to do is make sure this doesn't get caught on any things as we're printing. So I'm going to leave that like that. Like I said, I'm not tightening these zip ties down. And this is the very first time I've installed this, so kind of figuring it out as I go. Then we're going to go and put this is going to go underneath there. This is going to go right here. This is just going to sit on the back. I'm pretty okay with how that went. Nothing's going to get caught. We're going to be able to plug in to the side. Now this has to stay here now, so I'm just going to tighten these a little more than I might normally. But we'll be able to get our plug in on the side over here. So let's go to the documentation page. So we're going to look at this a little more. So we got Demonized. Welcome. Hey, the Joe Tandy. Welcome. Fragile FCC cable going from the print head to the X carriage, and now I'm going to end up forgetting to unplug it in properly before taking the... Yeah, that's something to be aware of. To definitely make sure you don't do. That's up and out of the way just fine where it is right now, though. Let me get my chair over here because we're just going to look at a bunch of documentation for a bit. Okay. After successfully connecting and mounting the PZ probe, do we have... Oh, I want setup guide? Yeah. Let's see. Board mounting, connecting the probe to your printer. Heatsink has a wire with a 4-pin connector coming out of the central body. The flat flex cable. This is what worried about the extra hot air coming out of the heatsink right into that board at all? No, because it's not going to be that hot compared to the rest of everything. It has a filament sensor and old temperature. This was pretty much the only spot I could figure out where to mount this on the this lightweight carriage. So if I play around with this some more and see if there's any way to put it higher up, then I might, but this was the what came to mind. So the end stop connector, this could plug straight into the end stop connector on the board. The UART connector, you can connect this to the UART pins on the GPIO. Whose design is the metal X carriage? It's Vitalli. This is Vitalli's. Vitalli. Same person who designed the tap, CNC machine tap that we had on here. Okay, so here are ours. So the brown wire on the end is ground. The red wire, next wire, is voltage, and the orange wire is signal, I think. Let's see, do they have an actual PCB probe, mount holes? Is that what is here? Yeah, brown is ground, red is voltage, and orange is... We will just use our existing tap, tap harness to keep our colors, our connections, keep track of our connections. Grab our kit here. Hobbyist Notes, thanks for becoming a member. Been trying to think of where to mount this on DB8. It would be nice to place the boop on my micro on a CNC mount and PZ for probing. Is that DB8? Is that Dragon Burner? Futaba colors, I guess it is. Is DB8 Dragon Burner? I'm doing a Dragon Burner on the solid fork build that's coming up next. Maybe we'll use a PZ probe on the solid fork as its Z probing solution. I like that. And we'll be using it with RepRap firmware because that build is getting RepRap firmware. So, okay, we're gonna use this. I'm gonna get in here and grab a black wire. Black wire, a red wire. And do we have orange down here at all? Just curious. Oh, we do. No? I think orange is going to be in this stuff. I bet you orange is too close to red. So we're going to use yellow for our signal. Okay, that nice and high contrast. And we need a 8-pin. Is that what this is? I think it's an 8-pin. 8-pin connector, which we already have up here. What do we got? PF Dennis, thank you for gifting memberships. And Derek, thanks for gifting memberships. The only thing scaring me about Milo. Their little setup with their custom macro setup, the Milo OS, seems to work pretty well. There's some quirks with it, but did you already post a link to that pre-crimp kit? No, just search for JST SH connector kit, and you'll find one. I didn't do anything special. I just grabbed whatever one I could find that was a reasonable price and got here within a day or whatever. I ordered that a long time ago. Love to see the solid fork with PZ. There's a brace on the back that it could slot on. It's that for rigidity, it's similar orientation, or you just mount it on that. Oh, that's a good point. That little control board. We'll find it. We'll find it. I like blue for signal. I tend to use yellow, and I have no reason why. There's absolutely no reason why. Do you think the probe can pick up vibrations from other printers working on the same bench and false triggers? I have heard that before processing, this sensor will pick up people talking in a room. Hey, Sean. So, take that for what it is. So I would imagine if it was set low enough sensitivity that you could trigger off other things happening on whatever bench it is or whatever. Okay, I'm just making sure, double sure that I get my wire orders correct on here. So we are going to do black in the end. These things are so tiny. So tiny. Piezo microphones are a thing, not surprising. Yeah, exactly. When you scream at them, I guess the same applies to this probe. And then second one is voltage. Wish I had another one of these here right now because it's got the this thing here with the screwdriver. Got the pin out on it that I could just double, triple check. Although there's reverse voltage protection on this and stuff, it says. What was that? nice, Steven. Hey, BLD Designs. But just the idea that it mounted in this configuration still picks up vibrations like that. So those 3 wires, that's all we need. We're not hooking anything else up to this. Now later, I could put the additional wires here for whatever the UART or I2C communication. The problem with Klipper is you cannot communicate with this board through an attached MCU to the Pi. That's not supported right now. It'd be nice if that was added, and I hope it does very soon, because it would be really nice if you could do that in Klipper. On a RepRap firmware based toolhead board, CAN connected toolhead board, you can. So. Okay, so now we're going to kind of get a guess at how long I want this wire. So let's get this guy over here back into place. There we are. This out of the way here. This is going to have to go down here, and this is going to have to avoid all the things. So I'm going to make a little something, and this is going to have to be fairly long. I'm going to make it quite long. Then I'm going to make it about that long, which isn't going to leave me much for if I want to use the rest, because these are crimped on both ends. So I'm gonna make it that long right there. You said you can. I can. This is anodized. Vitalli's doing an awesome job on anodizing. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're still here, but I think he's doing this in-house, and it's ridiculously good quality for in-house anodizing. It is very smooth, very that nice like or media blasted texture. You heard the little grin. You've got some good headphones there, DJ. You're always picking up on all the stuff. Hey Charles, welcome. It doesn't work on CAN with Klipper. No, Collie, let me clarify. This setup works just fine on any toolhead board that has an end stop on it, which is all the toolhead boards have an end stop on it. It will work in its standalone mode on any board with an end stop. You don't have to run everything back to the control board. In order to communicate with this little Piezo, the PZ board over UART or I2C, that's not supported in Klipper through an attached MCU. You have to go directly back to the Pi, which means you could make a little header here and plug in and run a cable just for when you want to make adjustments to the Pi, but you don't want, you can't communicate over I2C or UART, even if that exists on the toolhead board. So, yeah, no worries. I don't want to give the impression that this isn't compatible. It's a super simple setup. So, yeah, we're talking about the textures on this. I have the 9mm version of this that was sent to me, and it's basically a nice media blasted or sandblasted finish. Just imagine that anodized black, and it's doing a great job. It's doing a great job with it. I'll see you at 3D Printopia. Yes, awesome. I'll see you there. Okay, I need JST XH pins. Is this my XH pins? Yes. What you're adjusting via URL I2C is the profiles, which only need to do if the 7 default ones don't work for you. Correct. Correct. Or if you want to tweak, if you want to play around with additional sensitivity values or whatever, I have not communicated with one I have, and it's working fine. They wanted me to. I didn't get to a point where I could get it to communicate, but I have a previous version without the documentation that I think is out there now. Got my lightweight carriage earlier, so it's not sandblasted, but no one will ever see it. Yeah. Okay, I've got a one here. This is full on XH. Here, is that? I'm just finding a matching, here we are. Matching connector. And crimp tools. Okay, super thin wires, which means I'm probably going to double over the wire at the end to make sure I get a good connection in these terminals. Oh, this is going to be fairly fragile. Bend that over. And then these are genuine JST terminals from DigiKey. E3D Protofab, thanks for being a member for 27 months. Best to buy a can kit and umbilical. Best to buy a can kit and umbilical. Best, if you want can, there's lots of options out there. I mostly use the Big Tree Tech SB2040 boards because that's what I have. The newer versions of the Mellow Fly stuff seem pretty fine. I've had luck with those. The earlier versions I had trouble with, but it seems that they've corrected the issues I had, at least from what I've seen. There is also the USB based boards like the LDO Nighthawk. That is what's on this printer here. Is PZ probe compatible with the switch wire? Well, it's physically compatible. What I don't know is if what little pressure, because it is low pressure, but I don't know, I haven't tested it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, yes, it will work. I'm not comfortable with saying that. But if it's low enough pressure to not deflect the bed when it triggers, then it should work with switch wire just fine. Zachary Jones, thanks for becoming a member. Big Tree Tech has USB boards also now? Nice. Yeah, the Nighthawks, the SB36 is having some teething issues. Oh. Okay, we have our crimped harness, and we're gonna match up the pins because it's just easier to match it up to the setup I've already had. So is power voltage on this side. All right, and then signal in the middle. And ground on the end. Now I very well could have taken this connector here and cut back gotten rid of the 5 other wires and crimped JST onto the end of here, or left these long and connected some sort of connector to it so I could plug it into the board, but I didn't want to mess with this. The USB board is getting a strain and temperature rated cable. The LDO stuff is really nice for this Nighthawk cable is really nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and very carefully and very gently twist this. This is silicone wire. It will hold a twist, but yeah, we'll do just something like that. Okay. Hopefully that can stay open. It's all the way forward. Let's get this thing plugged in and routed. Routed in the right place, which means I don't think there's any way around me getting my head in the way. Maybe I can mitigate that. There's not much you're seeing here anyway, but at least you're not staring at the back of my head. Okay, what do we got here? Which way are those pins? Okay, they're up. Okay, so this is going to go right in here, right like this. So you'll stare at the back of my fingers instead of the back of my head, because this is going to be fiddly. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to loosen this side. Reasonable comparison compared to tap. Oh, I like this better than tap. There we go. Move that. Come on, there we go. Dropping that out of the way so I can actually get to that connector. Any idea of something I could 3D print to quiet it down? I have no idea there, Kittrell. Oh yeah, my Star Wars shirt. They really add character. Yeah, Wapping, who came up with these, anodized a custom set for me quite a few years ago. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, Felix. That's not a, I'm not a scratching post. So I want to reiterate that the plastic carriage is a breeze to install compared to this. But that's finally plugged in. Yeah, well, it's both JST. It's JST SH on this tiny end. And now this is going to come up here. And I'm probably going to run... Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it forward. And can I get it up in there? Can I get it up in here? I might not be able to. That might be too big of a connector to get it up. Now let's take this off. See if I can get it up into the, since we're tied up into the thing anyway. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. I need to get it up here and make sure it stays out of the way. How do I want to do that? Might run a little tiny zip tie down there. Can I still reach it? Let's find out. Or whatever Kitty needs you to be at any given moment. This is true. Let's see if we can get... Where you at? Where you at? Let's entice you over here. Oh, there you are. I gotta restore the kitty cam to its spot. There we are. Nope. You're not gonna keep playing? We'll see if they come back. Let me catch up. I don't have that 3-pin connector. You don't have a JST XH on there? You mentioned you had it installed for 2 months. How often? I've had it installed for quite a few more than 2 months. How often it misses Z compared to tap? No, because I probe it the same 150 as I do tap. Don't central this home into the wire. Right. Felix, I'm not a scratching post. Have they experienced kitty crack yet? Yes, there is kitten treats, and we have exposed them to them. Hi, Lori. See, kitty. Here, let's take a little kitty break. We've got 24 minutes until filament giveaway. Maximum ambient temperature 40°C on product page. It is maximum ambient temperature is 75°C. Chavo style. It's in the documentation. They probably need to update all the spots. Yeah, this is Felix. This is Felix. All black. He's got like 2 white hairs on his back. Cable raceways, you can try that. Boston Rough Rider. Did they explore laying on warm printers tops yet? Not quite. There you go. Okay, back to figuring out how I want to secure this out of the way. And it might be just fine. No, it's not going to be just fine. I need to secure it. I am going to run a zip tie up through the stealth burner here. Okay, well. That was claws to my leg to get up here. Zombie, thanks for the cat sticker. Where you at, I've done that like once. Where you at, Oscar? Ah. And we've got Oscar. Main cam is kitty cam. Yep. We've got Felix exploring and you're gonna oh no, that's a terrible idea. You're gonna go down there. Okay, let's see if I can get, I gotta explore options for this wire management. I don't think I'm in an ideal scenario here. So, and let's do that. You're gonna come here, go play with this with Felix. There you go. So I think I can get these out of the way enough. Where does this actually hit? Oh yeah, that's out of the way enough. So I'm just gonna put that right there. A little zip tie right there. Gets it out of the way enough. Not gonna tighten it too much. Now we can get this guy on here. We can, that's my leg. I'm not a scratching post. I just ordered them a new scratching post. Okay, that in there. Go play. Go play. Evan, I think it's arrived already. Yeah, I am. I think sharper than, no, I've got little scratches all over me. Hi guys. Here, you want up there? You can get up. You can figure out how to get up there like Charlie did. Okay. The kitten cam is over there, so you're just gonna have to deal with the back of my head. The chair is right here, cat, and you decide to jump up to my waist and use your claws. There we go. One's in. When you own cats, you begin your new life as a human pincushion. It's been a good while since we'd had kittens, so this is very true. Okay, that's there. Then get this cable that we just made into the end stop port. I think we're basically wired. So that's down and out of the way. Wiring on this is, oh, that's my keyboard. If you hit some hotkey to disconnect me, that would be bad. Nope. Okay, be right back. Those are computer wires. That is not a place for Oscar. Here, top of printer. No, this guy. Oh, that's awesome. Right here, right here. There you are. It's perfect. New kitty cam. Here you go. Right here. Do right like that. There we go. That'll get me a few likes, right? That'll get me a few likes. That's not where you want to be. Let's give you a... See, Felix is nice and tolerant. He does not mind just about anything. No. That's very... Okay. Toy. Back down here. Okay. Back. Oh, I moved this thing way out of the way. Because I had to save the computer wires from kitty teeth. You need to learn where the cameras are. Okay, that is all nice and tight. Let's get the stealth burner back on here. Make sure I don't. Sorry, it's going to be in the way. Let's pull all these out. So just double make sure. There we go. What's with the third pet, Steve? Did the attic squirrel ever come? No. Nope. Jim moved on to different things, I guess. Will Steve have a cat backpack at Earth? Oh, that would be a nightmare for me. I panic when we accidentally leave a door open because these guys cannot get out. Oh boy, that is solid. Let's make sure it's not going to hit any wires over here. Nope. Okay, let's do this. Let's power it on. We are 15 minutes from giveaway time. Did I? Oh, you know, you to flip the switch for that to be effective, you got to plug the power cord in. Just top tip for today. The bobcats, we can't let them ours out either. Yeah. They have met the neighbor cat. Came up. I smell smoke. I burned something. I burned something up. I burned something up. This might be done. I burned something up. Ugh. Where's the screwdriver? I smell smoke. What did I do? I wired it into the right pins. Yeah, that's the right pins. Did I plug it into the wrong port? I may have plugged it into the wrong port on the tool head board. Where's the wire? I don't think we're gonna get to actually trying this today. That sucks. Oh, there's the... Yep, I think that's what happened. I wasn't paying attention. I messed up. I think we sent 24 volts through the... Piezo board. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Is there a jumper on here for that? I am about 2 minutes from being able to grab my other board. So I may do that for the sake of continuing. Yeah, I popped it. It is not coming back. Now the question is, that is exactly what happened. This was set up. I made a bad assumption. So I made a bad assumption. I did not realize that I had that old probe plugged into a 24 volt port. Let's do some checking here. So I'm hoping it's just the PZ board. I think I could be within 3 minutes of leaving this desk and having my other board to plug in here so we can keep going. Let's see what LDO motion. Let's go here for some well, I've got 2 more of these coming that'll be here any couple of days. So I am going to, let's see, we want, where is the, is it in here? Nighthawk. What are you doing? What are you getting into? You're okay. Oh, hey Gabs Labs. I think it's just the controller I popped by sending 24 volts to it. Is there a, okay, let's go docs.ldo motors. We got 10 minutes till giveaway time. Nighthawk Stealth Burner and $24 volts. My bad. I needed to plug it in back here. Okay. What do we think? How long do we think this is going to take for me to go grab a board? Do you think I can do it before the giveaway time? Think I can be back by giveaway time? I'm getting tools. Salvage the one from Purple Trident. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to grab it. So this is my fault. I'm not even going to blame Kitty distraction because I should have thought about that before I plugged this in. I'm going to be back before giveaway time with or without a board. In the meantime, I don't know what you got here. You got full view kitty cam. Let's see where they end up being. Time starts now. And back. Not happy. It still smells in here. Green board. Okay. Let's see if I can get this swapped out. Okay, so that just pulled right out of there. See the popped component right there? I'm wondering if I can fix this. I know I'll have to change it. Yep, I thought about that. I'm wondering, so there's two pop components there. There's a little voltage regulator and then a capacitor next to it. I will not be able to fix it. The little microcontroller on there is popped as well. It's toast. Yep. So frustrating. So frustrating. So I've got ideas on how I'm going to get this wired back up. What do we got? It's 3 more minutes until giveaway time. Let's get some pity likes. Try cleaning it with IPA. I'm gonna clean myself with some IPA later. Drown myself in some IPA. I'm not a fan of IPAs, actually. I would need that same control, that same microcontroller and everything there, Brian. I mean, that's... Bye. It went underneath there. Okay, we'll use this one as an example. That same little microcontroller there is what popped on the other one. I prefer a good stout as well. 100%. Now officially a Felix toy. Yep. I know, that's IPAs all around. More than one kittens? Yep, there are 2. Okay, let's get this back together. We have 2 minutes until giveaway time. Whiskey or scotch? Either tends to give me a headache anymore. So I very, very rarely have some. There's some that don't seem to, but I don't like headaches, so. Okay, this is gonna plug in. This guy, wherever it went, needs me to pop those out and make sure we get the proper pin out for the, so let's depin this. Come on. I don't want to pull on these wires too much. Because they're tiny. There we go. I'm very irritated at doing that. Okay, put these back out. More than 215. Perfect. What are the kittens' names? Yep, Felix and Oscar. Okay, 4-pin JST. And as this plugs in right here, we're gonna go ground in the top pin. We've got filament giveaway time a minute ago. I smelled that before I saw any smoke. Okay, so ground and top. We're gonna go into the X spot. And 5 volts is on the bottom. 5 volts is on the bottom. It's plugged in. That will still fit over there. Let's give away some filament. This is the diagram I was going off of right here. So I went ground. GPIO 13 is what we need to change the Z to. It was very visible. So annoying. So annoying. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Jeremy. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Rory. And Georgia and Claire. Okay. I have a window already. I've had Angel's Envy. I've had Angel's Envy Special Reserve too. But that was at a time when it didn't give me a headache. Purple Trident will be out of operation for a day or two. I've got, I think this week, the 2 that I ordered from Philistruder get here. Wheel of Names, that's where I'm going. Yeah, I sent 24 volts to a 5 volt board. So that is not going to end well. Something goes wrong. No good story is perfect weather and everything went perfect. I'm going to offer the minority opinion here that alcohol of any kind is nasty. Sent way too many of the volts. Ooh, Angel's Envy Rye. I could try that. I hope the toolboard, I don't think the toolboard's going to be damaged. It's kind of reassuring to see you make a mistake that many of us would make. So, something I don't think has ever been mentioned, and not a big deal, but I also happen to be one who sent 24 volts to the 5 volt fan on a test Revo Roto. I guess it's my thing. Pretty much the same thing is hooked it up and forgot that it was a 24 volt signal or 24 volt supply. So okay, I am going to close the form when we have not had a new entry in 3 seconds. Trying to take Richard Crook's job. Oh no. Nothing wrong with a little overvolting. The herd of overclock lives. Yep. A lot of ampers. Easy mistake. Yeah. So the entry form is in the pin post or the description. So let's see. 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. How do I enter? It's in the pinned post. Let's give this a second for the buffer for the YouTube delay to come through. Pinned post in the description. I didn't set a driver correctly and torched an octopus. Ouch. Specifically for viewers that have let the magic smoke out of something. That would be most of us, right? 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna get one. Oh, there's one right there. That's that. Hopefully that's Tomarnasi. 3, 2, 1, done. 226 likes, awesome. Alan got in the first one. Who got in last? Who got in last? Did we get Tomarnasi? Yes, but it was Scott. Scott got in there. Okay. There's a spinning cat in the middle of the screen. Keep focus on the eyes. Focus on the eyes. What? There's 4 letters in fail. Let's get a number between 1 and 4. Number between 1 and 4. 24 shuffles for 24 volts. I gotta go with that. That's absolutely true. We're gonna go 19 because I had 19 extra volts than what I needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And spin. 19 for the extra voltages. Who do we got? Joe Rust. Congratulations. Are you here, Joe Rust? Joe Rust, are you here? Gotta say something in chat. You got 2 minutes. Joe was here earlier? Awesome. Joe Rust. If you're in the US or Canada, it's a coupon to the Polymaker store in your area. If you're outside, then you get to pick a roll to be sent to you. Joe Rust. There you are. Congrats. Congratulations. Okay, let me get you in here. And there you are. Awesome. Okay, let's get this thing going. So I've got a working board. I've got to move this gantry up, I think, because I need to be able to get under this a little more for this. 19 extra volts is not a good thing. Not even a little bit of a good thing. Oh, there's Felix. Felix is back. You gonna come say? There he is. Oh, there's Sosker. If you ever collab with Protopasta to create your own filament color, it needs to be named 19 extra volts. And it could be a electric green, because I really want a good electric green but Protopasta doesn't do ABS or ASA. So there's a nice green in PLA, but I want that in ABS or ASA. Got stuff in here. Is this popped capacitor stuff? I don't know. I would quadruple check you don't do that to this board. Oh, I've got it plugged into a 5-volt port, so it has reverse voltage protection. It doesn't have 19 extra volts protection. Polymaker Pop Green is pretty nice. I like a more shimmery, pearlescent green, like the green that they did some Vipers or Camaros in. They did a Toyota Tacoma special edition color in that green as well. Doesn't have Steve extra volts protection, nope. Okay, we are going to try this. This is going to be fun. I think I'm going to cut these off and redo the zip ties because I think that might be easiest. So plug this thing in. Right now. That goes in there. This goes in here. Take John's suggestion. Was it the board for Revo? Yes, it was the board for Revo. I popped, I let the smoke out. I let the smoke out. It's that one. But we are resourceful. We have extra printers. Now, I will not have the same 7 sensitivity settings that I did with the production board. I think I have 3, but it still defaults to the most sensitive, and we will increase the sensitivity from there. Okay, let me get under here. I got in a hurry and sent 110 volts to a duet board because I forgot the power supply between the two. Oh, ouch. Can I get this up in here? It's up in here. Oh. I might have overestimated my ability to. There we go. Where'd you go? The other end of that go. There it is. You need to go up in there. Not enough light up in here. I'm not super thrilled with this little mount. I mean, it functions, but it's not, it is not easy to install. I am going to be tweaking this design. Try to get away with just one zip tie there. That's out of the way. That'll be fine. There. Okay. Max, you missed it. You missed it. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, it didn't go that far. Max, pour one out. I popped it. I popped it. I let the smoke out. I let the smoke out. Just an FYI, don't send 24 volts to this. "24 volts is bad." Okay, that is there. That's in the right spot. That's there. just about to ask that. Yep. Unpin the giveaway. Thank you. Oh, come on. Over and up. Get rid of the thing in the description as well. That duet board survived the 110 volts. Wow. Simon Vezes. I didn't miss it. I just forgot to comment on it. I knew that, John. I thought he had already had. I thought he already had. Okay. I don't want to turn it on. I don't want to turn it on. See some dust onto the display. Let's fix that first. Oh, the board is toast, yeah. I wonder how many people have sent 230 volts to a device set to 115. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a bigger issue. Okay. Okay. It's on. I don't smell anything. Yep. There we go. It's working. No smoke. It's booting up. It was super visible. I'll have to go back and watch it because I didn't see it here. Didn't even notice the plume. Yeah. I smelled it. I smelled it before I noticed anything. Here, let's turn that off. You were talking about something into the camera? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was distracted by kittens. Oscar. Over here, kitty. You're gonna come over here? Oh, here comes Felix. I guess I'll turn that back on. Here we are. Very clear. Okay, well, something to clip, right? Okay, let's go to the here, and we are going to actually go here, and we have all this stuff. So we have, we're watching a narrow stream when a fuse blew when you turned power on. You weren't in a position to have seen the smoke. Well, I knew I had the pinout correct. I just had forgotten that it was 24 volts on that port. Tweeted a screenshot of the... Oh, you tweeted a screenshot? Let all of Twitter know. Or did you DM or in Discord or something? Okay, let's see where we're at. There's a manual now. Oh yeah. In their help center. Centre. The help centre. No, that's good. Twitter engagement. I'll take it. Let's go configuration. Nope, firmware. There we are. Then the probing, reduce the current. Is there a configuration? Nothing else here? Okay. Well, let's go here then. Reconnect. And let's go to our printer config. Is that what I want? And then go down to our our probe settings. Probe is GPIO 13. 13 instead. So you didn't need a grub screw? Yeah. That's the picture of your X carriage in the manual. It is. Yep. Save and restart. Yep, that's a whole lot easier to install than what we installed here today. So, and that can be tweaked. Can probably figure out another way to put that probe up on top of the carriage instead of below it. Did an actual shot of the screen with a camera. Oh, nice. Okay, this is here. Let me steal the kitty cam because I used to have a dedicated camera that was pointed for the cat cam. But I want to get back here and be able to see the, oh boy, that's bright. Let's do this. Hold on. Those off. There we go. That's better. Should. Yep, there we go. Tap. See? Tap, tap, tap. I know the focus is terrible. But that's our trigger. Now there's a button back here. There's a button back here. Oh, yeah, there's some focus. One is the first level of sensitivity, and it'll take a little more to the next level up, I mean. And then another one is another LED. It takes a little bit more to trigger, but it is working. So this is working. And then we go back to normal. So this is the most sensitive. Okay, let's home. Has a probe voltage selector, 5 volt or 24 volt. Where's the stealth plugger? It's not, yeah. So let's go back here. So that was kind of what you can see on the LEDs. I wanted to cycle through those because I'm not going to be able to get the camera back there all the time. It's going to be pointed at kitties. There we go. You gonna come back? Doesn't save its last set value when you unplug power. It does. This one does not. The production one does. This is not a production one. Knock stuff over. Can you near tool head to see how sensitive it is? I think there was a point. Yeah, like that. I'm triggering it right now. I'm triggering it here, no problem. But down here, a little more force needed to trigger. And this is at its most sensitive still. So let's home. Home. And now we may get an instant trigger here, but that's okay. Yep, instant trigger. So what happens when you input shape? It doesn't matter because it's only on homing moves that it's looking for that signal to be tripped. So I think if I get up in here with your Z motors not configured just right, it'll trigger on Z move from vibrations on the most sensitive settings. Yep. I'm gonna go to the next level and see if it'll home Z. Nope. Now I don't know for sure if I have the, here, let's go. I may have the, it may need to be inverted. Where is that on? It's under system. I always forget where that is in, is it here? End stops. Yeah, it's triggered right now. So we need to invert the signal, and that's, we'll start over here. So that was a, we need to go in here and invert the probe signal. Probe, pin, invert, right? Yeah, GPIO 13 I saved. I already did that. Yep. Based on this. So it's on, I plugged it into X, it's GPIO 13. Try to trigger it with yelling at it. Okay, now we can go back here and they are open. So let's go back and I'm going to turn it back to the most sensitive. Cycle through. So it's most sensitive now. And let's go ahead and home again. Yeah, this has a camera inside. Just a wave share camera. There we go. Oh, it triggered. It might have triggered from me talking here. I don't know. So let's go 1. Let's see if that homes. Yep, this is at the next one level up in sensitivity. There we go. I'll do that again. Home Z. Just tapped it with my finger. Well, it kind of showing that this comes at its most sensitive value. So, no, I don't want to do that to headphone users. I'm not going to do that. I almost did, but that'd be a bad idea. Here we go. Shelf full of printers might not be a good idea to use it. If other printers are running, it could. Mute your mic. It is a 250 bed. Yep. On my AirPods, I think you should do it. What this red light does. Well, the red light you see here are all stealth burner stuff. So. Okay. That homed. Let's try QGL. Oh, must home access first. It's not homed? Did something not? Okay. Oh, this is way out too. I actually don't want to do this. It won't succeed. It's far too tweaked from me moving it up manually. So let's motors off and get this a little more in line. There we go. Now let's home all. And QGL. Why can't the piezoelectric element be moved to the bed? I didn't see that question in there, but it's a good question. It probably could. I don't know what other, I mean, it would take some working out to figure out what issues might come up, but it'd be something to try. It might be worth trying with that disc, the standalone disc they have. Oh, I didn't set any tension. I got fully loose belts right now. I do have fully loose belts. I got all discombobulated. Where's my, there it is. But yeah, it is super, super light. I don't do this. I homed it to my fingernail when I first got it. Don't do that. That was a bad idea. But I don't regret it because it worked. Could you probe faster than recommended with tap when it comes to the PZ? There are considerations when you're using this in that you want to make sure that any vibrations have damped before you're actually probing. There are some configuration tweaks you can do to put a tiny delay in before it actually probes. You can run a macro to reduce your stepper current while you're homing. But you could probably tweak for a little much faster than what it's doing right now. So, could you probe faster than recommended with tap when it comes to the PZ? Do you have a way to verify the pressing force of the PZ like a kitchen scale? Not easily. I don't have anything that holds a peak. We do still have to calibrate a Z offset. It should be 0, and it really should be 0 with this carriage and stuff, but it is a good idea to still do a regular probe calibration. Before I do that, I am going to get these belts tensioned. So let's go to, let's just home all again. Get it back to the center. Someone that they have discontinued the common anomaly X-beam. My V0s, I don't need a probe on. I set it and forget it. I think the what is the Kirigami bed setup on that is all I do. What's that thing attached to the back of the gantry? I'm running an umbilical for Z as well here. And this is Max's design I stole from Phoenix to keep the umbilical from falling forward into the printer area. Okay, let's see where we're at. You have the UFO lights for Kirigami? I do. I haven't installed them on anything. Okay, so we're a little high at 2.7. And we're about 2.5 over here, so I'm going to loosen this about that much. That one about that much. And I'm going to rehome to equalize the tension. Max, if you have any time, we should spend a little bit of time, kind of help me speed run through getting Phoenix set up with TMC Auto Tune and stuff sometime in the next week. Because I've got it homing and everything. It's ready to get final prep for printing. Okay, that's closer at about 2.3. This side was a little high, so I'm gonna go a little more. I did. I got the parts today. Thank you. They look great. They look really good. Okay. .3. Right on. 2.3 each side. Might need to be slightly tweaked. This one might be a smidge higher, but right now that's probably good. That's the basic setup here for the Revo PZ. Once you get it homing and stuff, tweaking, if you have any trouble with the various sensitivity levels, I found that this works really well, even at a higher sensitivity than you would think. It's still not a very high pressure trigger point. So you do want to test this again as you get a warm chamber to see if your trigger point needs to change. So, but there are, if we look in here in this documentation that I sent the link to, and I'm gonna send this again. I'm on it on a stick of butter. It needs that impact. It needs that impact to trigger the piezo sensor. So a soft trigger isn't going to trigger. I mean, a soft object isn't going to trigger. If we go, there was a spot in the instructions here that had a table of values you can cycle through with this button, and you can look at the LEDs to see where you're at. It's listening to how the impact sounds. Let's see, preset settings. Yeah, here we are. So these are all, by pressing the button on the controller, you can switch between 8 pre-configured presets. And I only have 3 on this board. So, my kid-proof the switch wire click key is good, but I don't love it. On power up, preset 0 is used by default. If you choose to change the preset, for example, you choose preset 2, the PZ probe will power up using preset 2. And that mine here doesn't. This is pre-production that I have on here right now. I hope that's okay. I didn't have much choice. Except for not sending an extra 19 volts to it. Woo!
Is Oscar in here?
There, oh, probably. Thank you. Thank you. I got a creamy. Where is Oscar? I don't know if he's in here or not. Jamie, welcome. Microphone and peak detector. It's not really ice cream. It's a Ninja Creamy that April got, and it is she uses a pudding mix powder base with a, what is it, Fairfield, or what's the little protein drinks you can get at Costco as the liquid, and then whatever other mix-ins. Today is, I think, banana. Banana. Fairlife, that's it. Yeah, Fairlife. April loves it. I love it. I'm being spoiled. Anyway, various thresholds at different filtering and all this. And you can, if you communicate with, if you connect this up and connect to it with I2C or UART, you can tweak the values beyond this. And there is, oh, here's the LED indication for what mode it's in. So all off, we're in default, and that. Once I replace the board, 3D Experiments, it's working great. So, troubleshooting, false triggering, and things that can cause that. Motor vibrations, part cooling fans, PWM signal from the heater, jerk acceleration settings that are too high. I would power up and show you the clipper config tweaks that I've done on the Trident that I don't know are necessarily needed, but we did them just kind of playing with stuff. but it's currently turned off because I kind of needed the board for this. So. I let smoke out. Yep. So we're going to do input shaper. Yep. That I hadn't forgotten. We are going to, because part of this was we ran input shaper before, and we want to see how this carriage, really the piezo mount isn't going to be the factor here. It's that we can run a rigid carriage is the factor. Hey, buddy. I could just multiplex a set of 3 or 4 of these together on one cable into the board for bed mounts and get fractional triggering on each corner. I'd have to read that a few times. Okay. Let's go. Are we homed and everything? Nope, that's not your creamy. That's my creamy. Oh, I don't want to set it up there. That'll impact the results. Hey, Jed. Why don't you just home all just to make sure. We want to use this thing anyway, right? Someone wanted to see a mesh too. But you're still going to want to do a probe calibrate just to get that actual trigger height. Carriage will perform well. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's do a quad gantry level. All the things to knock off the desk. Laser pointer for the kitty. I haven't introduced them to that yet. Ooh, brain freeze. It is. It is the CNC wizard. So Max, someone noticed the other day that I had a mesh up from the Phoenix. My Phoenix is within 0.26 millimeters across the whole bed. And that's with a noticeable offset on the front plates that I haven't fixed yet. So I'm curious what that's going to be when I fix that. Okay, here we go. Axis shaper. Yeah, this has always been really good. I've always had that 0.2 millimeter. This is cute. He's falling asleep. It's sooner than it was, DJ. Much sooner than it was. Some hurdles have been passed. Have been... Falls asleep, the stream will have to end for cuddles. This is Felix. Oh, well that's fun. It just restarted the... That is unexpected. Why did it do that? Oh. Okay, so I don't think this has anything to do with the with anything we're working on here. I have had some random issues with this printer where it will just drop. I'm gonna just power cycle it and try this again. I need to replace the Pi. I think there's a problem on the Pi on this machine. I don't think it's anything to do with anything we've done today. It doesn't just do it on the Wi-Fi. I had it connected with a network cable and notice it as well. So I'm gonna just replace, I've been wanting to reload this one anyway. So I'm gonna back up the database and put a Pi 4 in it. It's a 3 right now. And then restore all the data. I will be putting fluid back on it. I am going to use Kiao to get fluid onto it. Then I'm going to stop using that to get the rest on, just because that's what I like. So we are back up. So let's go ahead and home again. A few updates ago, Network Manager didn't always show up on my Trident. Bad PID tune. Now it's also, I powered it off. It's on its most sensitive setting and it's working, but I wouldn't expect it to be consistent at this setting. We're gonna go ahead and do a QGL, see if it goes through, but yeah, new Kiao, because I heard that they changed it to where things are in standard locations now as well. I would have to change the sensitivity. I'm just gonna let it go to see if it goes through fine. Neon ABS Voron? Absolutely. Why not? See, the problem is, and it's a good problem to have. I've got Kitty here, but I've got Creamy over there. Kitty or Creamy? Hey, Daniel. You have a head scratcher? We won't be too much longer here. I'll send you a text when I'm done. Want some Polymaker and I have enough parts. So I was thinking Neon ABS. Nice. Okay. Home it back. Don't send 24 volts to the PZ board. No, that's a bad idea. Okay, input shaper. I think this puts it in the same spot or very close to it, Mitch. It's within a very small amount if it changes. That heatsink will work with the high temp block. The fill, I could see a burnt spot and pins on the controller, on the microcontroller on it. So I think it's toast. I think it's truly toast. Not to mention traces, because the little voltage regulator right next to that cap is completely fried as well. They sell the electric separately. Start using caps as protection for that pin. Oh, I don't know. I won't comment on the circuit because I have no idea. I am going to think on a different mount for this setup though. I'm not really pleased with how this, how fiddly this was to install. I wasn't expecting it to be that fiddly. So, see you, Martin. The panels are scratched. Yes, these have been around a while. Yeah. Don't send it 19 extra volts. That's the feedback. 19 extra volts is not good for it. Oh. Sleepy kitty. Mm-hmm. This is tolerant cat, yep. I think this guy has been ready for sitting in laps and holding since day one. I'm really happy that Oscar has come around to wanting to be in laps too, because the shelter folks said that he likes to be petted but doesn't like to be held, and it turns out that he does like to be held. They are 11 weeks yesterday. I think yesterday would be, oh well, it's been a week. We've had them a week. They're right around 11 weeks. They were born on June 12th. So we know what day they were born because they came in from a home that had unfixed cats and got overwhelmed with litters. They took 11 kittens to the shelter and over at least two litters. Felix and Oscar came from the same litter. Yeah, we're pretty sure they came from the same litter. They at least came from the same household, and they at least got some mommy kitty time, which is a good thing, I think. We had looked at some trapped strays that were trapped very young, and they were just way too timid. New badges with the kittens pictures. We should do something. Mm-hmm. These are younger than we got Charlie and Lola at. They were also born in June, and we got them around October of that year, I think. Two cats level 2. I like my single level. I like my simple membership setup. We need to go, Max. We need to schedule the time. You have the contact there still? We need to go visit Orbital too. Visit Ren. I think I wore that shirt on a stream recently. The Orbital shirt. So these are from local, this is SPCA, is where we got them. The And I think they're recipients of the charity that we donated to. The particular shelter that I was looking at, they had a case of some feline disease that they had to go under quarantine for. So we didn't even look at kittens there. But yeah, he is out. Oh, is this done? I got distracted. Yep, okay. Oh, not there. There. Shake and tune results, input shaper. Let's look at X first. Yeah, still some extra stuff going on there. It's not as pronounced as the humps on the first one. Posted a funny pic of Fry sleeping as a kitten in pet pictures. Nice. I'll look at that later. If we look at, so if we close that, this was X before. Oh, the humps are different. And then Y, this is before, was pretty good. What is Y now? Yeah. Reth is saying binding. Yeah. What the purpose of this was just to see the difference. And this has nothing to do with the Piezo probe, except for allowing us to run a rigid X carriage. That's all. When I get some time, we'll probably go through and I'll hit up Reth here for some suggestions on things to try on this. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna use it. The only other thing someone was asking about, I mean, mesh isn't going to really, oh, where is it? Where is mesh? This thing. Is this under tune? Bed mesh controls. We can calibrate a mesh. See what it comes up with. Can I get your business email? It's on my YouTube channel, so it's contact@stevebuilds.info. It's there if you need to get it exact. It's there in my YouTube about page. So, welcome, Ashley. So we'll do a little mesh here, but I think Sleepy Kitty is more fun to look at than it running a mesh, huh? Actually, what would probably be useful to see is if this thing does any retries, and it hasn't. Get that Milo up and running. Oh yeah, Bill's is running, right? Yeah, we can look at the probe points and see it in the camera. Yeah, that works. We get the best of both worlds here. To see it running through the on-screen camera. I guess we don't need that. There we go. My arm's getting tired. Building out of the Voron will likely take 8 months to put it together. Lots of time needed, yep. Lots of time. Get the best of both. Cute cat, thank you. Out. This is what I like though. I wanted a nice calm cat. At 11 weeks, I mean, that's pretty good. And they still play like mad. They are all over each other's tails. Each other's tails is like the mortal enemy. If I ever get to use my vacation time or bank time at work, I might get to it sooner. I remember Felix the cat. Hey, Uvak. Yeah, we definitely wanted two from the get-go. Okay, this is almost done. Can't throw away the LR4 box. It's Lilo's fort now. Mine's gone. Mine is gone. It's 5 a.m. there. What area of the world are you in, DJ? Are you going to Form next? Ah, so I'm going to Form next in November. I'm going to Prague first. So I'm going to Prague first. Oh, really? It got all the way through to the end, and something about that back corner, we're not going to get a mesh. We're not going to see a mesh. Let's go back here. Where is it? 1, 2. So now this is, and I can hear it just a little harder. How's a PZ install? Thinking about getting this to fix my first layer issues, or at least kind of fix it. I mean, if I hadn't sent it 19 extra volts, it would have been super smooth as far as the PZ install itself. So I want to see if this completes, actually. I decrease the sensitivity, and I want to see if it finishes. What are the recommended tools? I recently printed a cute 3D cat at JLCMC. What's JLCMC? New cat, yep. This is Felix. Oscar is around here somewhere. Felix is awake now. 19 extra volts. I'm surprised. I don't think I've actually heard that when someone was talking about plugging 24 volts into 5. Drop-in factor is high. Yep. As long as you can find a spot for this little controller. So there's a little controller here. This one's fried. So this one is very fried. You can see the voltage regulator there right next to the connector is toasty. The capacitor next to it is gone, and then right there on the top side of the microcontroller there, you can see where it burned. Maybe E3D need to come up with a 24 volt version of the board now just for me. How come two boys? Because this guy, Felix, they were both in the same pen at the shelter, and Felix was all about jumping up and getting up on our shoulders right from the get-go. And Oscar was in the same pen, and they seemed to snuggle well together. There was also a tortie in there that was fine, but we didn't want to bring 3 cats, and especially 3 cats from the same litter home. Just the concern as if there is a medical issue with them at some point, the chances of it being in all 3 of them, which we had. I mean, Charlie and Lola both had the same bladder, similar bladder and kidney issues. So we restrained and kept to 2. Are there options for non-Revo hot ends like a Rapido? There is a disc. The little piezo element disc is sold separately, or as a kit with the disc instead, so you could adapt it to other setups, but that's custom. I don't know what documentation they have for supporting that on other setups. Yeah, this guy was doing the parrot climbing thing from the start. Yep. He's been up on my shoulders a couple of times. Enough people sent 24. Yeah. Charlie's passed almost a year ago now. It was while I was at ERF last year. So, okay, that one finished. So that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it finish it failed at the most sensitive setting, which is really expected. So, can I buy some 3D tools in the link below? I have an affiliate link to Amazon that is down there. And a couple other affiliate links to various places. But 0.215 is my thing on this. That's not too bad. The enormous gantry behind you is a printer. No, that's a printer stand. So it's basically a shelving unit I'm building to put some printers to the side of my desk here, of my workbench here. So does that agree with your previous mesh? I never check, John. I honestly don't check. I run a mesh between for every print, and I run a mesh before every print. Please check stream chat. Stream chat. 19 extra volts. Is that, oh, that's the Back to the Future funny. Yeah, Charlie was great. Felix has a lot of Charlie energy, so I'm excited. We'll see how they go. It's really going to be up to them. But I mean, it sounds like they're interested in the bench anyway, workbench anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Joey's here. Welcome, Joey. You take a known good configuration, run with it, then the setup and operation is pretty straightforward. Thanks a lot for the stream, showing the bed mesh. Time to get ready for work. Yep. And I think we're gonna call it here. I appreciate everybody showing up. Big thanks to E3D. Big apologies to E3D for burning up the nice new board that they sent me. But at least I had something where we were able to continue and show off what it's capable of. So thanks to Polymaker for letting me do a Polymaker filament giveaway. And we had a lot of members come on today. So Daniel, you figured it out. Awesome. Let me know what it was. So big thanks to everybody that gifted memberships and a few people that became members and a couple of super chat donations appreciated. So with that, we will be back at Solid Fork on Sunday. We're starting a Solid Fork R1 build series on Sunday. It is the only 120 millimeter build Solid Fork that is serialized. So we're gonna rebuild it. It will be with some mellow boards running rep firmware though. That'll be the different thing about it. And I think we're gonna end up putting one of these Revo PZs on it as part of that build as well. So yes, having a low pressure direct nozzle probe, non-inductive based is nice because you can use this on a magnetic, on those beds with all the magnets in it, and it would work fine. So that is an advantage here. So anyway, take care everyone. Enjoy the build. Bye.